as the economy reopens and Americans return to work, they go on vacations, concerts, festivals. How about shopping? Well, what does it mean for the athleisure brands? Amanda Lai is with us, Senior Manager, McMillan Doolittle, and Jen Rogers Kniffen, CEO, J. Rogers Kniffen, WWE. Thank you both for being with us. Amanda, I'll start with you. What is your outlook here for some of the athleisure brands? You know, they said COVID's best outfit were yoga pants, right? So Lululemon kills it during COVID. Now what happens to athleisure? Still hot or not?
Sure. Always a pleasure, Nicole. You know, athleisure was one of the first categories to really rebound after the pandemic hit, and they continued to benefit as Americans stayed at home, worked from home, and really, dressed more casually. As we begin to reopen and the economy recovers, I think stocks like Nike and Lululemon are still poised for long-term growth. You know, a couple of reasons why they've done well: e-commerce as well as international sales, particularly in China. First look at Nike. Overall, they had a more modest recent quarter with 3% growth in revenue, but this was largely driven due to supply chain issues. There's a shortage of shipping containers around the world and just a lot of clogged traffic in ports. But they've seen significant growth in their e-commerce space. They've started consolidating their wholesale relationships so that they can really have more control of that brand image, stick with higher margin partners, and really just have more control of that relationship overall. Lululemon's another big player there. Originally Lululemon really targeted an upscale woman, but they've really expanded beyond that to take up more market share and appeal more to the male consumer as well. Other investments, such as in acquiring Mirror, the smart fitness mirror, really sets them up to compete on a broader scale with the Pelotons and the Tonals of the world. So altogether, these two brands are really poised for long-term growth as there remains a casualization of the workplace and people continue to work in a hybrid environment.
So that was a good breakdown there, and I'm glad you pointed that out. So, Jan, what do you make of it? I mean, you even take issue with the word athleisure because, I don't know, you think of Lulu as yoga, you think of Nike as sneakers. North Face makes great stuff. I guess you think of athleisure more just as cool, casual stuff that's comfortable. I mean, you could go into the Gap and get their Athleta brand, right? Is that all athleisure?
Well, when you asked me about athleisure, I wrote down 20 brands without even thinking really hard at it. So I clearly didn't get them all.
Right.
But as we were just saying, the real big guns are Lulu, Nike, Under Armour, I guess to a little bit lesser extent, Adidas for you cognoscenti out there, Adidas for the rest of us, and Puma. So if you look at them, they're big players, but then there's a whole raft of other people that are making it and everybody else that has jumped into it. Even if you're a PVH or you're a VF, you've jumped in and made some athleisure type gear. But is athleisure where we're going next? It is not. Where we're going right now is to sport coats and dressy dresses and wedge heels and jewelry to go with it and purses to go with it. We're moving into things that we're going to wear when we go somewhere, because we woke up about 3 weeks ago and said, wow, I've got to go to dinner. I've got to go on dates. I've got to go back to work. I've got to do this or that or the other. And none of us had bought any real clothes in 18 months. So right now, the swing is clearly away from athleisure and into what we would call dressier dressing. Not dressy. Nothing's ever going to get to be dressy again, but nicer stuff, dressier stuff. And
such as, I know you had Ralph Lauren on that list.
Well, if you're Ralph, if you're PVH, if you're VF, if you're Contour Brands, if you're Levi, if you're any of those people, you've been struggling and now the world is coming back toward you. That's probably going to last for the next 18 months. Do I think athleisure is going away? Oh, heavens no. And I would buy Nike or I would buy Lulu or any of those if you really wanted them. Under Armour, not so much right now. But the real winners right now are both Adidas and Puma, because when you survey the customer, that's where they want to wear their athleisure. But in any event, that trend is going to slow and we're going to see it move back the other way, and it's going to probably be an 18-month cycle. And then we'll probably see casualization get back on its feet. But we're going to have a period here where casualization is just not the important thing to be.
Amanda, what do you think when you talk about, obviously a lot of folks have not shopped for, exciting clothing, right? Party clothing, dates, like Jen said. Does this mean something good for the very struggling department stores or some of the other brands that you focus on?
Sure. Yeah. With the return to normal and weddings to go to and offices to go to and parties to go to, there's certainly a lot of pent up demand. The apparel sector overall has surged, particularly in this past month, as Americans have record savings and now they finally want to spend it on things as new trends and styles emerge out of the pandemic. And so retail overall is well positioned. There's multiple signs that it's doing well. Sales have been rising. Apparel in particular is rebounding. More stores are slated to open in 2020 than are closing. And so we really see opportunity there for the Macy's and Nordstroms of the world to really capture some of this as Americans are eager to shop.
Yeah, I think you make a great point about reopenings and new stores. And I think, Jen, I know you follow a lot of that. Amanda makes a great point saying that we're going to see more of that, right? Stores that have been shuttered or at least closed for a time. I don't know. You tell me, are they getting too enthusiastic with the spreading out of stores and back in the malls and things?
Well, Nicole, even the malls are coming back. If you look at the top 278 malls, they're doing quite well. The rest of them, not so much. But those very best malls with the very best stores, they're doing well. So yes, the consumer has said, I'm back, I'm going to go shop. And as we just said, they have plenty of money. The government's pushed out money, they've saved money, they've got plenty of open to buy on their credit cards. They're going to be out spending. The roaring 20s thing is real. That's going to happen. The question is, what are they going to wear to those parties? And I'm telling you, it's not Nike or Lululemon. It's dressier stuff than that. So I'm agreeing. I think Macy's will do better than they were going to do. Nordstrom's will do better because that's where people buy those kinds of clothes. But direct to consumer from everybody is still going to be where the business goes.
Okay. Jan and Amanda, thank you. Jan Rogers Kniffen, J. Rogers Kniffen, WWE. Amanda Lai, McMillan, Doolittle. Thank you both.